it's only when you go back and review images that you see, oh, the mouth was actually open, all the shark's eyes were open when it was actually right above the water flying through the air. It's also interesting, within a split second, how the sharks are able to reject the decoy. They know almost the moment it touches their teeth that it's not the real food item and will spit out the decoy with a tremendous whoosh of water.
The sharks have been jumping after seals here for a very long time. But because this little island off South Africa is so remote, human beings have only recently discovered them. This seal island sits virtually in the middle of False Bay. But 250 miles down the South African coast, there's another seal island where great white sharks hunt seals much closer to shore. Chris Fallows is here at Mossel Bay to investigate reports of great white sharks that can often be seen from the beach.
Well, Seal Island, False Bay, lies about 5 kilometers off the coastline. Here at Mossel Bay, Seal Island is no more than 800 meters, which is incredible that you have a concentration of Cape fur seals and great white sharks in such close proximity to human habitat. At Seal Island, Mossel Bay, there are about 3,000 Cape fur seals on the island. And just like anywhere else on Earth, where there's prey, there'll be predators, and that's why the great white sharks are here.
But now, the question for Fallows: how do great white sharks and humans coexist here without lethal consequences?
Coming up, the wound.
Unbelievable.
To hunt out a human. It hit so hard, it just thrust itself with me in its mouth up out of the water.
It was absolute mayhem. It was like a scene out of Jaws.
Maybe it was one rogue shark coming in regularly to our area.
It's possible that one shark was responsible for both attacks.
Rogue Sharks premieres tomorrow at 9 on Discovery.
In summer, a great white shark's thoughts often turn to fish as they abandon the seal colonies and make their way toward the beach. Fish, rays, and even other sharks may be enticing the great white into the shallow water along the shore. But underwater research in this arena is virtually non-existent. A one-man submarine has just arrived from Canada. Chris Fallows will take it underwater, face to face with the great white shark to see what he can find out. The sub will allow Chris to safely observe and follow the great white near the beach.
You probably have a million questions about how this works.
Yeah, I do.
This is the guy here.
Fallows has been training with producer Jeff Kerr to operate the sub, which features a bite-proof clear acrylic dome for white shark viewing.
Like this.
That's going to be quite strange. My body's going to be in water and my head's going to be in air.
Right. It's a wet sub.
A joystick controls battery-operated motors that make the sub highly maneuverable and able to keep pace with a cruising white shark.
Turn on a dime. Really? You can do circles. You can go bank left, bank right. Wherever the shark is, you know, you can go to it. Master breaker on? Okay, let me turn the air on. Because of the limited visibility that we encounter when we're working with the white sharks, it's just too risky and too dangerous to scuba dive or snorkel with these animals here. I simply couldn't see them. So the sub was my only option and the most convenient option to cover a large amount of ground to try and find out what these sharks are really up to. My plan was to cruise at about 20 feet, going through the gullies and the beautiful canyons that we see down there where there are a lot of reef fish. It's intriguing to know what these animals are doing down there, and I think all the fish might be one of those clues.
Hey Chris, how's the vid down there?
The fish isn't that good. Maybe it's just that the water's dark.
He can't see them clearly, but the sharks are close, hanging just out of sight.
When cruising along, the water is very murky, so I really only see shadows. When I saw one of these shadows, I'd approach it using the joystick. It was very obvious that the sharks were reacting to the sub. The sub is very noisy, it emits bubbles, and it's obviously something that the sharks are not used to.
Chris, you got a shark coming in right on top of you.
Whoa! That was incredible!
A single shark has buzzed the sub, inches from the dome. Great whites are known to be sensitive to electrical fields, and Fallows believes the electronics in the sub are making them curious. Now low on air, he brings the sub to the surface.
Oh my gosh, he will die.
Oh, that was amazing. It was absolutely incredible to be down there with a super predator. The water was really murky, fish everywhere, and you see these huge sharks.
Okay, I don't care about that.
cruising around
Bye.
the top